What's up, guys? Matt here from Big Apple Airsoft. Base gun is a classic Army M24, the civilian version with the non-fluted barrel. Now this gun is discontinued. They do not make it anymore. It was $350-ish, somewhere around there, somewhere in the mid 300s, when it was new. I got it secondhand off somebody. And as the good thing about this gun is it's APS-2 compatible. Those of you who don't know what that is, APS-2 is the Maruzen sniper rifle, which is kind of the competition with the Tokyo Marui VSR-10. And most of the guns that you see out there, the sniper rifles, like the JG Bar 10 is a clone of the VSR-10. This gun is a clone of the Maruzen APS-2 system. So they're compatible with some parts. So that's what we use to upgrade. So start with the externals. As you can see, it has a green leafy type paint job. It's a very light green. Goes very well with the foliage we have here in New York. I like it. It's a little worn, but that's what happens with paint, and it helps blend in very well. With the front of the gun, I have the just the plain muzzle end. I do have a threaded barrel, but a threaded barrel adapter, but I don't really use it because there's mainly no reason to. If you do want to put a longer inner barrel on this, you can attach a silencer, and it looks alright. I've done it before, just for the sake of fitting in your frame, and the sake of not having a gun that's even longer, I left it off. So as you can see, as I said, non-fluted barrel, which basically means it's a cylinder. The fluted one is like they have an Echo 1 M28, where it's a little, it has slits in it to reduce the weight. NC Star black bipod, spring return rather than spring eject. It's just what I like, what I'm comfortable with. It's a cheap bipod, around 20 bucks. Not the best quality, but it gets the job done, and haven't had any problems with it. So moving forward, nothing really fancy. The magazine magwell is right here. M24 mags are very hard to find because the gun is discontinued, and APS-2 mags are not, like, they're compatible, but it does require some modification. Like, I sand down the glossy finish so there's more friction keeping it in the magwell because it doesn't actually lock in because the lip is a little higher. So it doesn't really lock in. You need to put tape around there just to keep it in. But mags do work fine. They feed perfectly. A real scope on it. I'm not sure the name. I'm borrowing it from a friend. But I'm not sure of the manufacturer, but it is a real scope with just regular scope rings. Cylinder is one of the few pieces on this gun that is still stock. Most of it has been modified out. Bolt handle is PDI off of xfire.org. It's a Japanese website. I highly recommend them. They're very trustworthy people, very understanding. And they shipped it to me in 3 days from Japan. And we live in New York, so that's pretty good. The stock, full stock, it is solid. Nothing like, it's not hollow or anything like that. You have a retractable butt pad, which extends roughly about to there. Maybe like, extends probably 6 inches, and contracts all the way in here. It just spins with a simple dial, similar to the M24, M28 rather. So that's really it for the externals, and I have sling mounts here and here. Just that I made this one's out of paracord and secured. The weight goes on the barrel, but it's secured and kept in place by a zip tie attached to the bipod, which also holds the bipod, so I'm happy about that design. And this is just a little keychain ring that I put on this back pin right there. So that's it for the externals. Now onto the internals. Start from the front again. Barrel is a Systema 6.03 millimeter inner barrel. Great barrel. And you notice it's an AEG barrel, which we'll get to later. Inside here also barrel spacers, which basically hold the barrel consistently against the outer barrel, just to eliminate inconsistency. So each shot is not affected by barrel vibrations. So barrel spacers in here, those are stock Systema barrel. Now in here, right where the Hopup is, right around here, is a PDI Hopup. Now, the great thing about the PDI Hopup is it allows you to use AEG barrels and AEG buckings, which are much more readily available than barrels for APS-2 systems. and also allows you to use a variety of lengths, so you can get a much longer inner barrel and put a silencer on there if you do want. Or you can even cut the barrel down if you want a shorter one, get a shorter barrel if you want to do some modification. So that opens up a lot more possibilities. And you use AEG buckings, which I have in here. I have I don't even know the name of the bucking, but it's a very good bucking. And the good thing about the PDI Hopup is it actually has 2 places of contact, almost similar to the 2GX system, where you can adjust each side of the Hopup individually via Allen keys in that little lip where the magazine goes. So it's a very good design. It's a very consistent Hopup, and I get great groupings with this setup. At 100 feet, I can hit a quarter size target, like money quarter, that big, and with 4 gram BBs, which is usual sniper weight. So I'm very happy with the results, and it's a great performing gun. I'm moving back inside the cylinder. The cylinder is stock. Cylinder head is stock. Inside the cylinder, I have a vacuum piston head, a special custom ordered Japanese spring, which the previous owner of this gun had ordered from Japan. I'm not sure of the brand, but I know it is a very rare custom spring. So, yeah. And then we have a spring guide rod that is upgraded. I'm not sure of the name. And we have upgraded trigger sears for the trigger. It's a great trigger pull. I've not had any slam firing issues, and with such a high power spring, you kind of need to if you're gonna upgrade the spring, because usually this gun shoots 300s when you get it, because it's mainly Japanese brand, mainly Japanese gun at the time of its release. So if you're gonna take the FPS up a little higher, you're gonna want to upgrade the sears, which I have done. Trigger is stock. I did not feel the need to get a Lilacs trigger or a PDI trigger or anything like that. I mean, personally, I didn't see the need. Once again, PDI bolt, and that just about does it. So now onto the performance and just some ending specs and stuff. So with all the upgrades I have in this gun, it went from shooting around 300 FPS, which was the stock version of this gun. Was mainly for the Japanese market, so they kept it at a very low FPS. It went from shooting around that to shooting from 545 to 555 FPS, so a 10 FPS range, which I'm very happy about. That is that's the max for sniper rifles here in Long Island. And if you're wondering why the FPS is so high, is because bolt-action sniper rifles have a very long minimum engagement distance, which basically means the minimum engagement distance is 100 feet. So that means if I'm using this gun and it's at the FPS range it is now, which is 550, I cannot shoot somebody unless they are further than 100 feet away, which is pretty far. Now, I'd easily say I could probably hit people up to 200, 250 feet with this gun because the PDI Hopup is designed so well. With a .40 gram BB, which is a heavier weight BB, obviously you chrono with .2s because that's the standard. But when you want to actually play, .2s will go all over the place if you try to snipe. They don't work very well at all, which is why people use .4s, .43s. I use .4s with this gun. That's just what I'm with Strikeforce. Asked them what I should do, and that's what they recommended for a gun of this FPS. You probably could go to .43s. I just didn't feel the need. I get perfectly happy with the results I get at .4s. So with .4s, I can hit the quarter at 100 feet. It's almost 4 feet. It's like 3 inches shy of 4 feet long, and it weighs about 12 pounds. So it's not the kind of gun you want to run around with. You kind of want to find a spot and stick with it. Or I moved up with this gun. I mean, I'm a decently big guy. I'm like 5'8", and I can carry around the gun, but it's not good if you're like 5 foot something and not strong enough to carry this around for a whole day of airsoft. So what I did with this, my strategy was I would move up behind my squad, and I would give them support if they needed to reach out and touch somebody at 200 feet away. I'd give them support. It's definitely a great gun if you want to hunker down and find a spot. I mean, the scope I have on right now, it's adjustable from 9, which is more than you ever need in airsoft, 9 times magnification, to 3. I use it around 5, which is more than enough for me. so you could easily find a spot and then look out into the distance, see people. We even had ambushes with this gun, so it's a great gun, very skirmishable gun once it's upgraded a little bit more. So that's it for my gun. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. Technical questions, it's how we did certain things. Rate and subscribe if you haven't already for more custom guns like this. And thanks. Bye.